Thank you for tuning in with Dr. Leisha, the preacher. Okay. Yes, I know I have some wild thoughts on American marriages. But when I look at the concept of marriage in America, it's one of the main ways wealth is exchanged, traded in America. I mean, other than international type business deals and stuff like that, marriage is one of the main ways. So when America was set up, originally set up, white men had it designed, whether intentionally or not, probably more so intentionally, that their white wives at home in the big houses, you know, on the plantations, were their front end wives. The wives that are in the house, the wives that, they advertise, you know. But black women, they're slaves, they're mistresses, they're concubines, you know, things of that nature, maid servants, stuff like that, are the back end wives. White men were having children with their white wives for legacy and generational purposes, financial reasons. And then they have their black wives, slaves, concubines, mistresses, and had children with them for profitable reasons. Profitable reasons. So where does that put black men? Black men were kind of just there, being manual labor. And of course they had access to black women. But when the laws changed, when white men decided that they want other type of wives than just white women, they wanted to be able to legally marry whatever woman they wanted. I think I mentioned this in a previous video, maybe the last one when I went live, that it created an opportunity for white women by default to solicit black men for marriage because the white men changed the law and they were wanting to marry all other type of women besides white women. So who are white women to marry now? White women were not performing on an international stage at the level and rate that white men were. White women were still relying on white men for wealth, money, things like that. They didn't have, a lot of rights in place. So this created an opportunity for white women to impose on black families for husbands. So that left black women without husbands. It just happened by default because the laws changed. So black men used this opportunity to marry white women to gain some type of access to the white world of money, home ownership, living a quote unquote better life. And that was successful. I mean, like the black man, white woman marriages has created a whole new foundation in America, a whole new nation. There's so many of those type of mixed marriages and so many children from those marriages where it's almost a new nation, an independent nation of its own, almost, I think it's there. But in the meantime, since the integrity of the white family has been challenged with these interracial marriages, um, they're feeling it now. White people are feeling the loss of white men marrying all other kind of women, giving access to the black man and white woman, giving them access to marriage and building a whole new nation. You know, in the meantime, America is going through all these changes and trying to find out, well, how can we, you know, save ourselves? How can we save money? How can we, utilize our own inner investments and things like that? So again, this is where the back end wife come in. This is where black women come in. The front end wives have been scattered, have been exploited, been shared. White women are married to some of everybody now, almost as equally as white men, you know. So the only relationship in America that has not had its greatest impact yet, it hasn't had its greatest impact, is the white man and the black woman, his back end wife, the wife that's going to catch the fall of America. She's been well preserved, trained, tamed, and ready, you know, as a collective of women. This has been our role in America. And we're here. We're here for it, you know. Not so much that we just want to all run out and marry white men. No, I'm not saying that. But a lot of white America will be looking to black women for the future workforce. The future workforce. All these law changes that benefit white people, any law changes and stuff that benefit white people, some kind of way, we black people can benefit. We can. It just depends on how we move about, how we make ourselves, black women, how we make ourselves accessible, how we are utilized in this time, the time where white women as the front end wives, when it comes to white men, that just don't work anymore. And so now that back end wife, and again, this is new. This is new in America. There's been, quite a few, of course, marriages between black women and white men, but it is not the norm here. It is not, it is nowhere near the level of black men and white women. It can't be touched. So it's kind of like not uncharted territory, but it's still so new till I can't even imagine life where there are so many white men and black women. I mean, like with money, wealthy, like Serena Williams and, all these other, black women that have white husbands that are, successful. Uh, Kamala Harris and Ketanji, the Supreme Court Justice Lady. You know what I'm saying, guys? It's all over movies and TVs, encouraging this. To me, it's strategic. It's strategic. And see, one of the reasons why white men allow black men to marry so many white women over the years, a lot of white families, as soon as a white woman got with a black man, she was cut off from her inheritance, cut off from money, put out of her house. So white men used these marriages, interracial marriages, to cut white women out of the will, out of inheritance. In order for white women to make up for the loss, she had to go after certain type of black men that she could encourage and motivate to get out there and make money and do certain things to make up for it. So to me, it was a strategic way for white men to strip white women of money, of land ownership, of inheritance. It was almost like a dare. Like, I dare y'all, get with somebody black so I can have all the money. I have a reason to, kick you out the will, a reason to kick you out the house, a reason to abandon you and take my money and go overseas. So at this point, there's not enough. White wealth has been so split up and divided through divorce, through loss of inheritance, through, foreign marriages and all this stuff. White wealth has been so divided and infiltrated that the only real investment left in this country is to collect from that back end wife. Find a way to benefit from it. And like I said, it's so new still till there's not enough information about this out there. If white men and black women become a greater presence in America than even the black man and white woman. The black man and white woman can only get so far because at the end of the day, the white man still employs the black man. The black man still draw his paycheck from the white man. Overall. So white women can really only get so far with her black man because the white man still, own everything, to a degree, you know. So because the relationship between the white man and white woman is so broken all these years, um, through the legal marriage amendments and things, he really, the white man really needs to recover from all this, immigrant activity going on from the federal government all the way down. Um, the best thing he can do is to reclaim his whiteness as well as uh, collect from his investment in white women. I mean, black women. You know, the country has invested in black women's education, um, improved work skills and presence in the workplace. We're in politics, we're in corporate America, we're everywhere. We're in the military, black women. We have a strong presence in this country, and we have a lot of babies. We add to the American population. Even with abortion, black women still got a lot of kids. Whether we baby mamas, got several baby daddies, we count. Every head count. Every, Afro head count. And, white women, it was difficult to hang in there with us. After losing so much money, land, and inheritance by marrying black men. Black men tend to come from poor families generationally, and white women losing their inheritance because of being with black men left that nation, I won't say broke, but struggling. They could only get so far. But white men with money and black women with money can come together and can keep the ship sailing. Turtle Island can keep moving. Even poor white men can get with a black woman and make a difference. You know, it's not as effective, but something can be developed from that, you know, because the black man, white woman scenario has, it can only yield so much. There's only so much wealth to get there. It's saturated. But there's this whole new opportunity for rich white men and rich black women. There's this whole new opportunity out there. I'm not, promoting it or anything like that. I live a black family life, married family life for 32 years, and I'm proud of it. But I'm just looking at the trend today. You know what I mean? This is not based on feelings or anything, just on the laws, the political moves that are being played out. So again, these are just my ideas as I work on my own theory called the eternal deficit of mankind. These are the kind of things that go into my theory. How political laws affect families here in America, the black and white families mostly. That's my experience, the black and white family dynamic, you know. All these immigrants and stuff, that's fairly new over the past 50, 60 years or so. When I was coming up, it was pretty much a black and white world. There were, other people here, other races here, other nations here, people from other countries and stuff here, but it just was not like it is now. It just wasn't. And so it's just been interesting watching all this happen over these many years. I'm only 55. Well, some people may say, oh, that's old as dirt. But, in my 55-year experience, I've seen a lot of changes. And I believe I can put some perspective to these changes. And it's not the only perspective, by no means, just a possibility. All right, guys, thank you so much for listening to me. Whether it makes sense or not, I appreciate your support. If nothing else, this is entertainment. All right, click like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, share my videos. I have 5,800 videos on here. And I mix my personal life with politics and current events and other people's lives and, just mix it all up and come up with my own little view as I share how all this fits in with this theory that I'm working on called the eternal deficit of mankind. I'm not monetized anywhere on social media just yet, but I do appreciate love offerings. My PayPal is Dr. Leisha the Preacher, just like on my channel. Thank you all so much and be blessed, and I'll be back soon.